Welcome back, boxing fans.
A lot of people are asking, should a doctor be boxing? As long as I am very consciously aware of the consequences,
Yes, the internet's sexiest doctor.
I want to do this.
I know what you're thinking. Dr. Mike has 10 years of boxing experience. I don't care. I don't care if he does, because I'm still going to win. Welcome, guys. We are one day before our main event of Creator Clash. As you see, I'm here with our main event, Dr. Mike, IDubbbz. We're just gonna start like this, fellas. I'll start with you, IDubbbz. How'd we get here?
I was gonna fight Rice Gum, and he and he didn't want to fight.
He didn't want the smoke.
And I was gonna fight Jeff Wittick, and he had eye problems.
Okay, strike two.
And I was gonna fight Taylor Holder, and he wanted money. And then I was gonna fight Dr. Mike, and he said, "Hell yeah!"
There you go.
Yeah, I was like, I don't have eye problems. I don't do this for money, so let's just make it happen.
Awesome, awesome. Well, listen, I can even see it right now. Both of you have been very respectful to each other, very cordial, all about competition. But reality's going to set in, and I think it maybe is starting to a little bit. I mean, the haircut, we're taking on a new form, and the haircut, we're taking on a new form.
Yeah.
So, as it's one day away, reality's setting in that this man's going to go and try to knock your head off. And so is this man.
You don't. I mean, you don't know that. You don't know what my plan is.
Fair, fair.
I might be going to the body.
Tell me that. So when you sit across from Dr. Mike, you're looking at him, what do you see?
Good-looking man. I think you
I
look.
feel like that's been the theme of this pre-fight conversation.
Well, I have something to say. I think you look better with the hair before.
Okay.
What I think you're doing is I think you're trying to uglify yourself a little bit.
I didn't even know that was a strategy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
What would be the benefit of such?
It gives you better karma, right?
Okay.
If you're a little bit uglier, higher chance to win the fight.
Okay.
That's why I got this mullet going on,
Okay.
right?
It's so funny. I've been sitting talking and training with my coach, but the whole time I could just do it with the haircut.
Yeah.
There you
Well,
go.
there's other things you can do, right?
Okay.
You can, be a little less hygienic.
Okay.
Don't use Q-tips. Just let it build up.
Okay. Well, you shouldn't use Q-tips. That's like a medical thing. I have to say that on
Oh.
camera, right?
What
Don't
would
use
you
Q-tips.
use? A suction tool?
No, there's drops called Debrox earwax melting drops that you can just like drop in your ear, and then the earwax will naturally come out.
That's what happens when we do our face-offs.
Jeez. All right.
All that boxing talk. Whew. Anyway, okay, so you see a handsome man, you look across. You're going to try to take a W from this guy. He's going to try to take your head off. What do you see when you look across the table?
I see a very intimidating individual, tattoos, cool haircut, the stash. I mean, this looks like a scary boxer in front of me. So
The traps.
the traps.
Have you seen these traps?
I haven't yet, but I feel like
Yeah.
now they're coming out to say what's up.
Yeah.
I actually had to get my tattoo redone because I had to not be put to shame with all the artwork.
I'm
that he
saying.
does.
Yeah.
So I'm
Very nice.
trying to play catch up here.
There you go. Speaking of playing catch-up, you two are seeing each other for the first time, right? And like I said, it's been very cordial, but there has been some talk from Dr. Mike's side that Ian is taking this 100% completely serious while you're doing full-time medical work, full-time content, and you're training for this boxing match. Do you think that's going to affect, when this man has been full-time training for 8-9 months, how do you think that affects you coming in?
I think if we were rock star professionals and we were, at the top of our game, I think there's a difference to be had there. I think when we're starting off, there's only so much our bodies can do in a given day in terms of training, improving, that what we're doing, you can't really give more to the sport.
Yeah.
We're both working out 6 times a week. I heard him say it. He's heard me say it. We're doing 2-a-days. I've seen their runs that they're doing and posting. It's the same exact stuff that I'm doing. So no surprise to me. I think that all the stuff that I've been involved in actually has prepared me better for this fight. Like, I was on tour a couple of weeks ago. I was hella nervous. I had to learn how to control my nerves before walking on stage. My heart rate was through the roof, and I had to remind myself to breathe. That's something you say. That's what my coach yells at me all the time for. So I feel like it's actually been to my advantage that I've been involved in all this stuff, but I could see how people can look at it and say otherwise.
What do you think, IDubbbz? Is he doing too much?
He might be doing too much. This man has it all. He's going on tour and he's going to be a professional boxer.
Yeah.
Man, no, I think you hit the nail on the head. We're all, I think, probably doing as much as we can. I think some of the fighters are probably going to be disappointed that they didn't do more. But I think for everyone who's like allotted as maximum time as they can to get as good as they can, I think they're going to be satisfied with the level of work.
I'm sitting here and I can't help. One, you got the sleeves up and the guns are popping out, I just have to say. And I came into this knowing that you were already a big guy. When I sit here and know how you used to look, there's not a big size advantage either way here, like I thought there would be. But you had to come up in weight. You had to come down. Who do you think it affects more?
I mean, I don't know how it works really. Like, I've just been eating as much as I can.
Fair.
And drinking a lot of water, so
Yeah.
I'm well hydrated. That might help me.
Okay.
I don't know.
When do you think he's come up, what would you say, 30 pounds? 40 pounds?
Yeah.
You think
I
that's
mean,
going to affect him?
If it doesn't affect them, props to you. Because to put on that much weight and be comfortable participating in something that requires as much energy as boxing does is really impressive. Because if I put on 10 pounds, I feel it in my knees. I start getting winded quicker. So to put on that much weight and still be boxing is really impressive. For me, I lost 20 pounds. I weighed in 188 yesterday. So I don't have to watch what I'm eating or anything anymore. But it's been actually easy to lose the weight because when you're burning thousands of calories a day, you're like, oh, as long as I don't eat some ridiculous amount, you're just going to shed weight.
Right.
So I lost the weight pretty easily, and I feel lighter, I feel stronger, I feel faster. So I didn't lose any of that advantage that I had before. And size-wise, I think maybe reach-wise, I still may have a little bit of an edge being 6'3", because you are 6'1"-ish.
Yeah. I'd round up 6'2".
Okay.
Let's talk about that. You talked about staying fast, staying strong, reach advantage. When you look at IDubbbz, again, we haven't seen a lot of training footage from either of you guys.
I've seen zero from IDubbbz.
What the hell?
Zero.
I've posted a ton.
No, you haven't.
What are you talking
No,
about?
that's my first complaint. I'm putting it out there.
Wait.
You wish you would have put some more out so you could do
Nothing.
some scouting, huh?
Nothing.
Oh,
Well,
maybe I'm
let's-
just thinking of all the footage that I've just recorded and
Yeah,
looked at.
yeah,
Maybe that's
exactly.
what I'm
You put it out in your own mind, but not to the general world.
There might be something that we put out tomorrow that you can look at.
Okay, cool. That might be
Interesting.
beneficial.
There we go. Well, listen, like you said, you have nothing on IDubbbz. What do you expect from
That's the
him?
thing. I have no idea.
He came up in weight. Obviously, I've heard your coaches are back there talk about that nasty right hand. IDubbbz, what do you see out of Dr. Mike, or what do you think he's bringing?
Ah, goodness. I mean, that's the fun of it. It's everything so 50-50 feeling. You can't. It's a mystery. I don't know. I could go with him being taller.
Mm-hmm.
I've fought some taller fighters, and it's different. It's really hard to get in with the range. But 6'3", 6'2", it's not going to be that much different.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you got crazy orangutan arms, I'm not sure. We might want to measure after this just to get an idea. But yeah, I mean,
I'll trade you an arm measurement for a highlight clip of your
Oh,
spar.
that's okay. Okay. Offer's been made.
That's the barter I'm putting on the table.
yeah.
I think he wins that. You got to bring something back to the table. All he
All
gets
right,
is
all
reach,
right.
you know. You got to get some
Yeah,
footage
yeah,
on
that's
him or
fair,
something,
that's
you know.
fair. Yeah.
And also in my training, in all fairness, I didn't have someone who's exactly your size.
Mhm.
I've only had much bigger guys or even heavier guys that were shorter. So it's going to be almost new fighting you because I don't have a lot of experience fighting someone your size.
Right. How many? I was just having a flashback to all the other face-offs where they say things like, "So, how many professional
I was
fighters
going to ask the question.
have you sparred with?" So, how many professional fighters have you sparred with?
None of them are professional fighters. Actually, no, one of them is.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly amateur fighters.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know if that
I'm
matters.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to claim that I've been battling.
I mean, Ryan Garcia did hit me in the ribs
Right.
with a little thin chest protector, so that was kind of crazy.
Speaking of Ryan Garcia, made the proclamation that you were, in his eyes, the best YouTube boxer there is. Not one of, the best. IDubbbz, you hear stuff like that. You hear about this massive right hand that they're saying that they don't know if you can take. What do you think? Is he the best YouTube boxer?
I think it sucks when someone hypes you up that much. It sucks big time.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Speaking of that hype, is it hard to live up to Ryan Garcia?
Well, first of all, there's no hype. I'm a doctor.
Okay.
So no one's like expecting me to come out and be the world's best boxer. So
Right.
I think that hype is probably overstated and overrated. But with Ryan Garcia, what was cool is I think he had a premonition that I might be one of the best YouTube boxers.
Little
or the
foreshadowing.
best, yeah, in the future. His dad even was like, if you do a little training here and there and you clean up a few things, you could be really good. So something I had to say in response to your statements on the H3 podcast, which I saw, you guys were critiquing pretty heavily that footage, which makes sense. And then you showed your footage, how in 6 months you got a lot better. That footage was 11 months ago shot with Ryan Garcia. So
Right.
if you've made that much progress,
Yeah.
can we imagine what's happened in the 11 months since
Okay.
Ryan Garcia? I'll just put that out there.
Okay. I like how that you described Ryan Garcia's comments as a premonition. I do like that. Yeah, I mean, like everyone I've talked to, they basically said like it's all the fighters on the card have pretty much said like, yeah, we're not sharing any information. Like this one guy, Alex Ernst, he had like footage online of him like punching one of those arcade machines, and he was like trying to figure out where to get rid of it, like where it was. So like I think everyone's being like a little bit coy with like the footage that they're showing, but I think if everyone shows up and sort of like assumes that the other person is doing as good as they possibly can, we're gonna get good fights. And I've been assuming that you've been going as hard as I've been going.
Yeah.
So
Which is what we want. We want to put on a good show.
Of course.
This is for charity at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So-
Let's actually talk about that a little bit while we're here. We're obviously, this card will be for charity. IDubbbz, do you want to speak on exactly what we're doing with that?
So, I mean, initially we wanted to let the fighters kind of choose what charities they want to get involved with, but no one was really speaking up. So I think the number one charity we're most passionate about is one that's close to Anissa and I, which is the Alzheimer's Association. And you know, her father suffers from early onset, and since getting into boxing, we've met a lot of people with family members, friends who suffer from it, and I think it's just very relevant to the sport, and we want to give back in as many ways as we can. And Alzheimer's is, you know, one of the more important ones, at least for us personally, and a few other people on the card. The other one is the American Heart Association. That one's you know, pretty self-explanatory.
Right.
Millions of Americans suffering from, you know, cardiovascular problems every day. So, American Heart Association, and there's some fringe ones. Aaron Hansen's mom has a horse therapy. I'm butchering it, but it's therapy to do with the animals in some way. So we're trying to help them out, and Face Sensei as well a little bit.
Yeah. Shout out to Face Sensei.
I feel like he's the doctor in the conversation.
I was gonna come to you, but he kind of explained it. You know,
great.
Yeah, and of course, Dr. Mike is giving his earnings to
the Ukraine crisis that's going on right now. So because
absolutely.
that hits close to home. I left Russia at a young age. My father was born in the Ukraine. He moved over to Russia, went to medical school in Russia. It's where I was born. But at that time, it was USSR, so it was all one place. And now that we live in the States and we escaped Russia, seeing this happen is devastating to my family, because there's family on both sides. They don't want this, but the government's kind of doing whatever they want. So anything we can do to help out. Actually, the initial video that I made talking about this fight has raised almost $100,000 already for the conflict. So that's awesome. Hopefully we can give some more with whatever our earnings will be.
I agree. Well, gentlemen, there's really only one other question, and that is, I'll start with you, Dr. Mike. On fight night, 4 3-minute rounds, how do you see this fight going? Not just a victory, not just raising hand in glory, but how do you see once you're in that ring in front of thousands and thousands more and streaming, how do you see this fight going? How do you get the W?
I think there's going to be a lot of nerves on both sides, no matter how cool and calm and collected we seem.
Mm-hmm.
So early on, I think it's going to be maybe messy, maybe a little winded. And then once we settle in, that's when you're going to see who wants to box, who wants to slug. For me, I've been training really hard to be a boxer.
I was going to ask, do you want to box or do you want to slug?
I'm a boxer by trade. Watching Bivol take the win against Canelo is pretty exciting to me because actually throughout training camp, we've been trying to mimic his style even before the Canelo fight.
Interesting.
So to see it work real well against a champion like Canelo got me really excited to say, oh, wow, this could work.
You hear that, IDubbbz? He wants to be Viejo in this fight. He wants to box. It seems like you might have another idea.
Settled out. What the hell?
How do you see yourself taking this W?
I mean, I would echo the sentiments of like it being, us finding our footing at the beginning. That's pretty obvious. But I don't know. I want to say I haven't really found my style so much in sparring.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I find it on fight night.
There you go.
I feel like maybe I'm a bit of a slugger. So maybe
those eyes were telling me.
Boxer versus slugger. We'll see. Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. I don't know what's gonna happen.
I'm telling you, walking mystery right here.
Yeah.
No footage, doesn't know his style.
The deal. I was gonna say the deal's been made. The reach for the footage.
Does he have a weapon underneath his table? Like what's gonna happen? It's crazy.
He said if he did, you would have already known by now. Fellas, if you have anything else, if not, folks, make sure you buy that pay-per-view. You've heard the charities involved. It's for a good cause. This is our main event, and I can tell you right now, while these two are competitors, while they're respectful, as the time nears, things are going to get interesting.
Oh, we'll still be respectful in the ring. We'll be punching each other saying, I'm so sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, you could, you see it in fights when, someone gets a good shot in.
Yeah,
they
you can
nod to
acknowledge
the
it.
guy, good job.
Yeah,
well
absolutely.
Done. We'll hug
Absolutely.
it out afterwards. So.
There you go.
Either way.
Yeah.
And obviously, Ian deserves a lot of credit here for putting on an event like this. I mean, him, Anissa, Justin, everyone, Mike, because it's a crazy event to put on. We went on a tour for 4 cities, which was small time. This, 10,000 people streaming this. They picked the right streaming partner. They picked the right venue. It seems like props. So I can't
Thank you,
even say
Mike.
anything.
He's working on you. See that? He's working on you. He's
No,
getting-
that's a genuine thing because
Of
I
course.
know how hard this stuff is.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys do it without representatives and other people helping you out. I'm babied with a bunch of people carrying me around. So
I wouldn't say baby. I'd say fucking bodyguard. What the hell? I will say that the arena is pretty much sold out.
Yeah,
I've been seeing everything turn gray. So in-person tickets, sorry, you lost out.
Sorry about that.
If you're
well,
one
maybe
of
there's
those.
a StubHub option for people. Right? So
I
don't
don't
give
know.
up if you just want.
Who knows? But buy that pay-per-view online. We will see you guys Saturday from the Yingling Center, your main event for the Creator Clash. Fellas, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.